It's not an academic one, because we are not, the intention is not to go more and more deep as the academic study, but we try to get what is so beneficial for us related to the fiqh. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inshallah, will guide us to get these meanings. And I wish, inshallah, next time we can have the projector, because I have a lot of slides, just wanted to show it to you, to use it in the study, because it has lots of beneficial things related to the fiqh, inshallah. And we need to understand the word fiqh. And I'm pretty sure that you have heard this, whether in your country that somebody studied fiqh, somebody got fiqh, we have fiqh lesson, we have fiqh lecture, and you don't, maybe you don't know exactly what the word means. And we have lots of and different impressions when it comes to the word fiqh. Some people think that fiqh is a man-made knowledge or man-made science, but we will expose ourselves to the word fiqh today, inshallah, and we will understand in which field exactly the word fiqh exists. And we will get to know how many the categories of people when it comes to the knowledge. Because seeking the knowledge, it is one of the principles of Islam. Just wanted to have a little bit of discussion. Do you think seeking the knowledge is optional or is it wajib? Fard. Fard or wajib? Huh? Wajib, not fard. Perfect. He got the dalil, and it's part of our course. What he said exactly, it's part of our course. What's the hadith of Rasulullah? The hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is talabul ilmi farida. Farida means fard. It's compulsory. It's obligatory. Means it's not only wajib. Wajib means it's you must do it or you have to do it. But fard, it's a higher level in wajib, more than wajib itself. So fard, we think that fard means it's like salah. No, it's another level of, it's not like salah, it's not like wajib, it's something in between. But still, it is called farida. Farida means it is something sacred. It is something, we must do it to seek the knowledge. And as I told you before, we have something in Islam, it is called ma la yasa'ul muslim jahlu. The things and the issues in the knowledge that Muslims cannot ignore. You cannot be a Muslim without having this knowledge. For example, how to pray, how to make wudu, how to give your zakah. If you wanted to go to Hajj, you need to understand and you need to know how to do Umrah, how to do Hajj. So these are the essential knowledge that you need to know. About ghusl, how to take your shower. I mean, the Islamic ghusl. If you are somebody exposed to the kafan and how to do the ghusl for the deceased, you need to understand. You need to know about the shroud. You need to know how to put the kafan together. You need to put, you need to put how to put the deceased person in the grave. You have a lot of things to understand. But let me explain first. The word fiqh, what does it mean? And the word fiqh is an Arabic word. So we have another term, it is called sharia. What came first, fiqh or sharia? Can you understand? Can you answer this one? Sharia. What came first, the fiqh or the sharia? If we are talking about the word fiqh, so the fiqh came first. The word fiqh came first because it's part of the language. So the Arabs, even before the coming of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they used the word fiqh. And the word fiqh means not only to understand, no, but to have a precise, a very deep understanding for a certain issue. So if I told you, I understood your words, you give me some instructions, and I told you, you know what? I faqihtu or faqahtu or faquhtu means I understood. I am fully understood. I fully understood your statements. That means I got the entire meaning. And the word fiqh linguistically comes with the persons, comes with the science, the knowledge. It cannot come with the places. I came to visit your house. I cannot say, you know what? I am fully has fiqh of your place. You know, if I said that, that is linguistically in Arabic, that's wrong. Means what? I went deep inside the walls. I studied the wires and what is in between, you know, what is inside each and every sand under the tiles and all this stuff. So the word fiqh, to understand something in details, to encompass the knowledge of something, to get it fully, you know, that's the linguistic meaning. But when it comes to the Islam, if you need to have fiqh of Islam, it's not, most of us when we say fiqh, we go directly to the Islamic ruling, Sharia ruling. But no, even with the tafsir, you need to have fiqh. With the aqidah, you need to understand, fully understand your aqidah. So the linguistic meaning for the word fiqh, to encompass the Islamic knowledge with the different branches of the language, of the knowledge itself. That's why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in the hadith, "Man yuridillahu bihi khayra yufaqqihhu fi din." If Allah intends good to somebody, He will give him the full understanding for that religion. Allah will give him fiqh of that religion. So again, the word fiqh is not only related to the Sharia rulings, it's a general word for every branch in that religion. How many branches can you count with me? Like, for example, how many? We have Quran and something called the science of Quran. The sciences of Quran, or the knowledge of Quran. That includes tafsir, it's related to the Quran. Then tajweed, it's related to the Quran. And something called qira'at. You know qira'at? The different ways of recitation. We have 7, and some people extended 10 narrations of reciting Quran. That's another knowledge by itself. Okay, so all these sciences or all these knowledges, it's related to the Quran itself. Then we have hadith, and the hadith, like oceans of knowledge when it comes to the hadith. And we have aqidah, our doctrine, our creed. Then we have the tafsir, how to know the explanation and the meaning of the verses of the Quran. And also we have lots of things related to the biography and the seerah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So all these branches, we need to have fiqh in it. So that's the meaning of the word fiqh. I hope that is clear when it comes to the word fiqh, inshallah. So for those who needs to study fiqh, who is required to study fiqh? Now we will talk about the Sharia, the Islamic rulings. What's halal and haram. Who is required to learn fiqh? Each and every Muslim should learn fiqh, should get the knowledge of fiqh. But yes, of course, we will have levels. We will have levels in that kind of study. For example, the first year I started to study fiqh in Al-Azhar when I was in the first year of the middle school. And from that time, we studied something called the principles of the fiqh. It's called usul al-fiqh. And inshallah, we will differentiate in the slides in the PowerPoint and the projector about do we need what we need exactly to study fiqh or usul al-fiqh, and what's the difference for you as a normal Muslim? What do you need in your life? Do you need to study usul al-fiqh or just fiqh? Do you need to study the principles of fiqh to know about the scholars? What are the tools they are using to extract the Islamic ruling? Or you just need to study the ruling itself? So that's something very important. We will talk later about it. So when we study, and alhamdulillah, till now, we study fiqh. So what we study, maybe we review the issues that we studied in the past. That's a way. Or we may go deeper into certain section in fiqh, or we cover new areas in fiqh that we didn't cover before. So the fiqh is like oceans. And inshallah, we will talk about how the madhahib appeared. And do I need a certain madhab to follow? As a Muslim, do I need to study Shafi'i, Hanafi, Hanbali, Maliki? Do we have other than the four madhahib? How many madhab are legal to follow? Lots of questions. What about if I am in a certain situation? I was following, for example, the Shafi'i madhab, then I jumped into the Hanafi madhab. Am I allowed to do so? And before the existence of the madhahib, what was before this? For example, Sayyiduna Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, what was his madhab? Of course, he wasn't Hanafi, okay? Because Imam Abu Hanifa, rahimahullah, wasn't there yet. What about Umar ibn Khattab? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the best generation ever is my generation. Then the second. Then the other generation. So when we say that we need to follow, which madhab that we need to follow? What is better, to follow a madhab or to follow the Quran and the Sunnah? That's the case. And those madhahib, they extracted their rules from the Quran and the Sunnah. That's something we need to know. But why we have differences? Why somebody is saying halal and another imam is saying not haram, makruh, disliked? You know, it's not preferable to do it. Why that gap in the opinion between one madhab and the other madhab? We will study all these issues. But I just wanted you to know that the word fiqh itself, it's a generic word. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for example, said in Surah Al-Isra, وَإِن مِّن شَيْءٍ إِلَّا يُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِهِ. And there is nothing in the creation of Allah except it glorifies Allah. And they are praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All the creation of Allah, they are praising Allah, glorifying Him. But Allah said, وَلَكِن, but You have lakin, ولكن لا تفقهون تسبيحهم. لا تفقهون. It comes from fiqh. You do not aware. You do not fully acquainted. You do not fully understand their tasbih, the way that they are glorifying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I just wanted to extract to attract your minds on such a way that we need to know the importance of fiqh. When you worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you need to worship Allah in knowledge. What about if I forgot that I'm reciting, that I'm praying Maghrib in my salah, and then I added extra rak'ah. I made it 4 rak'ahs. What should I do? What should I do? I made extra. And then I remembered while I'm going up, while I'm standing up. So should I go back or should I continue? What about if I fully stood up? Should I go back or continue the extra rak'ah? A lot of things we need to know. And subhanallah, when we get to know that we have, I'm sorry to say that, and inshallah you will forgive me. We have a lot of people, they don't have any knowledge, and they messed up with the Muslim communities. They issued fatwas. They got titles without having knowledge. They don't know anything. And they have, let's say, they have half knowledge. And one of the rules that we studied, half knowledge is worse than no knowledge. Because you are creating troubles by half knowledge. If you got half knowledge, that means you will create lots of problems. I saw lots of people, they claim that everything is haram. And they went so extreme to the point that they led their own family members to hate their religion. I knew people, they did so because they don't have knowledge. But let me tell you the 4 types of people when it comes to knowledge. Number 1, somebody knows and know that he knows. So he knows and he knows that he knows. So those are the scholars, and they are very few. Another type, he thinks that he knows, but he does not know. And that type is so dangerous for the Muslim Ummah. And I'm sorry to say that those people right now, some of them are giving, TV programs. They think they know. And why that type is so dangerous? Because he will not accept the knowledge from you. Why? Because he thinks he knows. He thinks he knows. He does not need anything. He does not need anyone to teach him because he thinks that he knows. And that's very dangerous. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect our ummah from those type of people, that they are issuing fatwas about that's haram and that's haram, and do not go in groups, do not those people are kuffar, we should kill them, we should get rid of them to let Allah be satisfied with us. And they are issuing fatwas for bombing yourself and Allah will let you enter Jannah. Those are terrorists, the extremists. And those people led our ummah to be labeled by the bad name. Those very tiny minority, they issued the fatwa and they made people's life very hard and very difficult. So may Allah protect us from the second type. Say Ameen. Ameen, Ya Rabbi. The third type, he does not know, and he knows that he does not know. So those are the seekers of knowledge. They have a very high potential to be the first type, to be the scholars of Islam, because they don't know and they understand that they don't know, and they have the desire to know. They are the seekers of knowledge. And alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, that type is the majority of the Muslim Ummah. That although that they don't know, but they have the desire to know. They are the students of knowledge. And I consider myself as one of them. That I don't know, but I have the desire to know. Number 4. Somebody knows, but he does not know that he knows. That is a little bit confused. You know, that's a little bit confused, because he is the person, he has the knowledge, but sometimes he is shy to give the knowledge. Okay? Maybe like Dr. Rahim sometimes. Okay? So he knows. No. Jazakallah khair. May Allah protect us from the second category, inshallah. Sometimes you know, but you don't know that you know. Those people who think that their knowledge is not sufficient. Their knowledge is not sufficient. They have the knowledge, but they are so modest till the point that they do not want to deliver the message. And they think, you know, who I am to deliver the message. I have nothing. I don't know anything. I am a poor person. I'm a poor student. I have nothing to do. But in the reality, they know a lot. And they can be beneficial to our ummah. Let me give you an example. In our community, how many people we have, they knew that the basics of Islam. Imagine if each and every one of them voluntarily, by himself, according to his capacity, he started to deliver the message of Islam to his own community members, at least to his own family members, at least to the new Muslims who came to Islam, who knew nothing. Imagine if those people help the community by their knowledge. They think, no, Imam, I know nothing. No, you know Allah. If you compared yourself to a person who just entered Islam, that means a lot. If you just taught him how to pray, that's a lot. Convey the message. Maybe in a community like 300, 400 families, you know, and you have like one Imam, he would not be sufficient to cover the entire community. So what about those who know, but they think that they don't know? So our ummah, it's salvation. It's, you know, it's power on those people. But because if you said how many of those, the first type we have in our ummah, the scholars, how many like percentage of them? Like 3, 1, 5%, you know, of the entire ummah, the 2 billion Muslims. What about the rest? Who will take care of the rest? Type number 4. Those who knows, but they think that they don't know. They need. No, there is a test. For example, let me tell you, the basics of Islam. What are the 5 pillars of Islam? What are the 6 pillars of Iman? Teach what you have And if you studied the hadith of Rasulullah, listen, what Rasulullah ﷺ said. He said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, بَلِّغُوا عَنِّي وَلَوْ آيَةً. Convey out of me even one verse. So don't wait to be an imam, to be sheikh, to get a certification from Al-Azhar or Al-Madina University to start delivering the message. No, deliver the message. And our ummah now in a big disaster because those type are so, like their number are so vast in our ummah, but they don't practice the da'wah. They need a wake-up call. They need somebody to wake up them, to tell them, hey, listen, conveyed. I don't ask you to be a professional to give fatwa in halal and haram. I need just you to teach 3, 4, 5 persons around you. You know the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what was the third action that he did? Number 1, he built the masjid. And number 2, he signed the brotherhood treaty between the Muhajirin and the Ansar. And what's number 3? He asked each knowledgeable person, anyone has knowledge, to teach 3, 4 persons in the community. So they will deliver the message faster. And you may say, you know, Imam, we don't know, and you are a person who is telling us that we know. Okay? Listen, I will give you a surprise. Surprise. Something we live in. Something we have today. We have today. Alhamdulillah, that made me happy today. Our brother Rashad, we are so proud of him. The man came today and mashallah, he recited for me the entire juz, the last juz of Quran, juz Amma. Now he is memorizing the entire juz of Amma. Allahu Akbar. 37 verses, 37 chapters in the Quran, the last 37 chapters in the Quran. And I spent the time since 6 with him listening, and I was so happy. I told him, Wallahi, I'm so proud of you at that age with this desire to memorize the Quran. How many Muslims we have? I told him, I came from the country, from Egypt. I have millions of people. They are speaking Arabic. It's their mother tongue. And they do not memorize like you memorize. With the struggle that he has with the language, he memorized the entire juz. Wallahi, it's a miracle. It's amazing. I'm so proud of it. I told him, you made me happy today. I will go my home and I will sleep while I'm happy. That is something happened in our community to memorize. And the next step, inshallah, that he will master the juz with the tafsir, with knowing the meaning. He knows like almost 25% of the meaning of the juz, alhamdulillah. But we will continue. Can you imagine if you talked with your relatives in Bangladesh, in Pakistan, in India, and you told them, we have an American Muslim, he is 81 years old, and he memorized Juz Amma. They won't believe. They will not believe. Alhamdulillah. Now he knows. He has knowledge, but he thinks that he does not know. From those type of people, we need them to move and convey the message. I wish that you enjoyed with the 4 types of people when it comes to that knowledge. I wish that you wrote down, the brothers here wrote down the 4 types of people. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes, you don't know what you don't know until you know what you did not know. Yes, that's a good type. Brother Zaf from West Palm Beach, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Bless him. Allahumma ameen. Ya Rabb al-Alameen. That's a good point. So that's why we need to know. And listen to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had said in the Quran. قُلْ هَذِهِ سَبِيلِي أَدْعُو إِلَى اللَّهِ عَلَى بَصِيرَةٍ. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, قُلْ هَذِهِ سَبِيلِي. Allah told him, O Muhammad, say to them, that's my way, that's my path. أَدْعُو إِلَى اللَّهِ. I convey the message of Allah على بصيرة. Do you have this word? Basira? Basira means what? Sight. With hikmah, wisdom. I convey the message while I have basira. Basira, it's a combination between knowledge and hikmah and wisdom. So if somebody has the knowledge and wisdom, he will get to have basira. If you have the basira, means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so blessed, is so, he loves you so much. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed you with lots of things in your life, knowledge and wisdom. If you got both of them, means you have basira. May Allah give us basira. Allahumma ameen. Ya Rabb al-Alameen. Inshallah, in the upcoming lectures, in the fiqh, we will go more deeper to know the difference. I can make it the question for the next week, inshallah. What's the difference between usul al-fiqh and the fiqh itself? What's the difference between the principles of fiqh and the fiqh itself, inshallah? And then we will answer this question, how the madhahib started to appear after the generation of the companions and the followers. Why? What happened in the Muslim Ummah for the madhahib to appear? And when exactly the madhahib appeared, and what was the first madhab? What was the first madhab? Inshallah, lots of questions. We will move, inshallah, in our way. Yes.
Like you send us a copy PDF or web, so I can.
Yes. For the fiqh. Okay. I already, alhamdulillah, had a quiz. Okay. And I prepared something. I prepared the quiz. I prepared the slides for the projector. And I prepared the material, alhamdulillah. And I was about to print it down. So inshallah, I will share it with each and every one on WhatsApp. And also I will print some of the hard copies. So I will distribute it for you. Beside the projector, inshallah, to be ready next week for the fiqh session, so we can have something professional and at the same time systematically, and it has certain curriculum, so we can have the utmost benefit from this session, inshallah. Barakallahu feekum, jazakumullahu khaira. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of us. Allahumma amin. Yes, sir.
I think you should give this talk about 4 persons in one of the Friday sentences.
In what?
The Friday or the 4 categories.
Yes, that's a good point. Yes, inshallah. Yes, a large number of people. One of the things that they taught us in Al-Azhar, not for this point. This point is yes, this point is very valid point to be taught in the khutbah. But for the fiqh rules, I give one day, but that was when I was in the high school. I prepared the khutbah about the rules of fiqh, about the ahkam, what's halal and haram. So my sheikh was attending. Then he taught me at that time something. He said, do not give khutbah at all about fiqh. Why? Because fiqh, it arouses people's minds, and it let them needs to ask questions. So why it is halal, why it's haram? Sometimes you say a certain case, and then what about? For example, we say, for example, for sisters, if they have their special period, the minister period, not to come to the masjid. Okay? So what about she wanted just to join the classrooms, not inside the place of prayer? Can she come? Can she come to the classrooms? That's what about? What if? Lots of people, when you say, if we have case, you may explain one case, but you have questions like 10 cases behind it. What if? What if? So he said at that time, your audience will not concentrate in your khutbah. They will focus and they will start think about what if in their minds. And maybe one of them may ask you. So can somebody ask the Imam while he's giving the khutbah? That's a fiqh case. Okay, it's allowed. Yes. Yes, it's allowed. Yes, yes. Let me explain. It's a fiqh rule, okay? Yes. We have lots of things, Imam. Like it's a prayer, no one can talk while he's giving the prayer. Number two, we have the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, man massa al-hasa faqad lagha. If somebody touched the little stones, that back in the days when they had little stones in the masjid, if somebody just touched the little stones in the masjid, that means he became out of the concentration, and Allah will not count the khutbah for him. If somebody told to the person next to him, please listen, he not even talk. If he said sah means keep quiet. If he just said the hadith said the Jumu'ah will not be counted for him. So how could you tell us that it's permissible to ask? Yes, it's permissible. As long as it is related to the khutbah, as long as it's a question in the khutbah, it is permissible. But in Islam, it says, do not ask. But what about if somebody asks? Is that makes his khutbah, his Jumu'ah invalid? No, it's still valid and acceptable. And Islam encourages people not to ask in the khutbah. And if somebody asked, the Imam should respond to him in such a way not to get more questions. Not to attract more people to ask more. And the Imam should tell people, please, your brother asked, but let's keep the questions till we finish the khutbah. But from the fiqh point of view, it is permissible. That's something now we get to know. We get the knowledge that it is permissible. The Jumu'ah, his Jumu'ah is still valid, still acceptable. Okay, and we have lots of evidences for this. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all. Allahumma ameen. Like somebody was giving the khutbah, and during the time of Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu, and one of the ladies stopped him while he's giving the khutbah, and she corrected him. She corrected him while he's giving the khutbah. If the Imam reciting Quran in the khutbah and he made a mistake, can anybody correct the Imam? Yes. Yes. So the lady corrected Umar ibn Khattab, and she corrected him. And he said, أصابت امرأة وأخطأ Umar. The lady said something right, and I did a mistake. That's Umar. And it tells you about how much they respected women, how much they accepted them, how much they allowed them to talk in the masjid. Lots of things, wallahi, we need to change in our minds now. If somebody, he has a sister and she is asked the Imam in the masjid, he would say, wow, it's haram. Let her close her mouth. Those are the second type. You remember? So may Allah protect us. Say Ameen. Jazakumullahu khairan. Barakallahu feekum. And we have our brother who said we just wanted to make a dua for his daughter Nadia, who just had a surgery. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give her shifa, ya Rabb al-Alameen. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give all those people who are struggling with the COVID-19, give them shifa, ya Rabb al-Alameen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, brother, give your daughter the shifa, sister Nadia. اللهم امين يا رب العالمين. اللهم لك الحمد يا ربنا كما تحب وكما ترضى. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى اله وصحبه اجمعين. اللهم يا ربنا نسالك في عليائك ان تشفيها شفاء لا يغادر سقما. اللهم اشفيها واشف مرضانا يا رب العالمين. اللهم اشف كل مريض يتألم. اللهم اشف كل مريض يتألم. اللهم ارحم موتانا وموتى المسلمين. اللهم يا ربنا نسألك في هذه الساعة أن تشفي مرضانا. اللهم اشف كل مريض. اللهم اشف كل مريض وعاف كل مبتلى. اللهم ارفع عنا البلاء. اللهم علمنا علما ينفعنا وارزقنا عملا يرفعنا. اللهم يا ربنا زدنا علما. اللهم زدنا علما. اللهم زدنا علما. قولوا قولي هذا استغفر الله لي ولكم. جزاكم الله خيرا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.